Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Rebuild It. Appreciate all you guys watching last week and for all your nice comments. And we just hope this week we can start with the reassembly process, especially up in the engine bay area around the headlights and all that stuff right in front behind the crash bar that was destroying the crash. And if we get all that done, then hopefully next week we'll be ready for some paint. Let's see if we get done this week. Well, now that I've got the Corvette back in the shop, what we need to do is, first of all, I've already went ahead and cleaned up the interior back up. Nice and clean again. They always get dirty if they're in a shop for a while. We just got the inside done, but the outside, you can tell there's just lots of shop dust all over it. So I'll get that cleaned up when it's not raining outside and it's not freezing cold. So the next step is to come up here to the front and see exactly what we are missing. And I've got 3 cans of parts left from whoever took this apart the first time after the wreck to get the insurance estimate. So I've got all those bolts and screws. It looks like just about everything is in there, but we'll see as we're trying to put it back together. But I have to say, they really did do a good job on this. And I mean, everything is within specs, and it's just a really nice job. So now we need to look at this and try to figure out what all is missing. I know I don't have the front lip, and that's carbon fiber, so that's going to be expensive. Once we get the bumper painted, we'll have to look in there and see what all is missing or damaged. I think all the lights are still good. We'll hook up some of that stuff and see before we order anything, but we've got the wires all in a bundle right here on both sides. We'll just hook them up to wires with just the bumper on the ground. If we can stretch it over there to it and make sure everything works when we turn the lights on. But if you remember, I've got the lights ready after we restored that one, if you guys can remember, for so long ago, last video we did. So we'll have to take these fenders back off and get those installed, and we'll just see what else we need to order. So it looks like the first thing I need to do is there is a plastic piece that goes up underneath this air filter and over the radiator, bolts into these 2 holes here and here, and the same on the other side. And then there's 2 studs that stick up from the plastic piece and go into these grommet holes. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this air filter back off so I can get some open space there, and then we'll put that plastic piece on. Here it is right here, and it goes like that. Alright, so that piece is all bolted in. Everything's in there where it's supposed to be. So next there's a piece that goes right here. If you guys remember this piece that we rebuilt, this there's the original one. It's all just totally smashed. And we found this piece on eBay from a wrecked car, but it wasn't wrecked in the front. And so we replaced it with all the newer hardware from our car. And it goes right here. That. And I even have the bolts. I have 3 bolts that were in those little cans over there, right there. And 1 is still in that piece right there. So we'll have to try to get it out. Let's go ahead and get that installed. Okay, so that piece is on. I love it when I'm using up these bolts. And I have all the ones I need. So that makes a nice little pocket in there. And I think what happens is the front bumper wraps up around this. I think these bolt holes here to hook the front bumper on there. I'm pretty sure. Maybe, yeah, that little section right there on the old one, I think is what hooks to that inside of it. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and remove this fender, and we need to start getting it ready for paint. We gotta take that badge off and these vents, and then I want to hook up lights, see if we can get the headlights mounted, and make sure everything up there still works. There's no ground problems or shorts on the any wires that they got pinched, but I never did see anything that was pinched after the wreck, so I think all the wiring's good. But let's go ahead and get this off and see what it looks like underneath there. Okay, so I got that fender off. Man, you can really see the workmanship that Mick and his crew did on this inner fender liner that nobody will ever see again. But look at that. I mean, this was all busted through here, if I remember right. Can't remember where all the cracks were, but they did a really good job on that. I'll try to get Andy to throw up a side-by-side view of this. We'll put it up there so you can see it before and after. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the headlight on this side and bring it in, cut that zip tie off right here, get the wires loose, and see if I can figure out how to mount that headlight since it was never mounted since we've had it. Hopefully we have all the hardware, and then set it in there and see if it works. I was just trying to make sure how all that hooked together in there, and yeah, the holes line up. There's another hole up underneath there. When I pull that down, it lines up, so it's going to be good. There's just a few little bolts holding the vents on the side. I'll show you that. Like I said, this thing weighs like 2 pounds. But let's take those bolts off, and those vents will slide right out. And then we'll get some fishing line and take the ZR1 badge off. Hopefully we can reuse that. So let's do the same thing the other side with the light up, and then we'll make sure that we've got lights. Alright, headlights are kind of loosely installed just because I want to be able to have some adjustment when we put the bumper and fenders back on, but let's check and make sure we've got power to them, that they work. Oh yeah. All right. So that must be the low beams. They both work. Got other bulbs working down here. Looks like we're got one bulb down here. Oh, we're missing a bulb on the other side, or it's still in the bumper. It looks like everything works. Let's check the brights. Right. They even look level. Awesome. Okay, there's the bumper absorber on, and I just realized that this bulb that's hanging down here actually goes in the back of this, right there, in the back of this headlight. So luckily I didn't tighten anything up. I'll just take that loose and stick that back in the back, and these both work on each side because they were lit earlier. So go ahead and put them in, and then I've been checking out the back side of this smashed front bumper, and it looks like everything is salvageable except for this piece right here. You can see where it's broken right there, and this grill. Everything else, like all the clips and everything else, is still there. So this piece is good, it looks like. So no telling, this is carbon fiber, so there's no telling what that's going to cost. It is this piece right here, I think. And so then I'll need this grill right here too.
guys, it's time to pick a winner from the t-shirt giveaway from last week's video. All you had to do to be entered in to win was just comment "we're back" down in the comment section down below. Only had 2 people who did it last week, but that's fine. It's been a long time since we've done one of these, so it's kind of to be expected. Just put the names in the comment picker here, and our winner is Jim Hines. He said, "Sorry to hear about your dad's passing. It's never easy. Really enjoyable and informative episode. I will probably never have to straighten out a Corvette frame, but I found myself going, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. We're back." Thanks, Jim. Really appreciate the nice comment that you left, and I also thought it was really informative. There's a lot of stuff on there I didn't know either, so congratulations on winning the t-shirt. Just send us your information in an email, and we'll get a t-shirt sent out to you. Thanks.
Well, it finally quit raining enough. I was able to get the Corvette outside for a little bit today, and I got these rims on this side, these wheels cleaned up. I don't know if you remember how nasty they were. I'll show you on the other side. But they had like almost a film of, I mean, just really nasty, like hard stuff on there that I ended up having to scrub off. So I guess I have to do this side. And I want to go ahead and get the windshield ordered so that I can get that installed before we start putting on new painted panels. Have to get them painted. Not good to go ahead and get the windshield replaced now. You can see what it looks like with most of the front end stuff on there. Just have 2 little connectors on each side to hook up when we hook up the bumper. Really everything else is just body panels. I had to figure out what we want to do on the window here for the hood. I had the one in the other hood. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get it out without tearing it up. We can try that before I order another one, but they're probably $200, a little more for that, just that little piece of glass that goes in there. You can see how we got everything installed. Still waiting on a grommet to finish putting in that air cleaner, air filter. Also, I got the windows re-indexed so that whenever you open the door, they go down and then go back up whenever you close it. Whenever you unhook the battery on these things, you have to re-index the windows. Another thing we're going to have to do on this thing is, if you can tell, I can't know if you can tell for you or not, but the steering wheel is set straight in the cab, and that front left tire is looking like it's cut out left, and that one looks straight. So definitely needs an alignment. So I just wanted to get it outside and let it run for a while, let it have some engine time. Okay, I'm gonna get these fenders ready to take to Bodyman Mike. So all we've got really to do is take these 2 vents out and remove this emblem here. And so what I did was I took pictures of it with this little ruler, different directions, so I know where it goes when we get ready to put it back on. And we'll need to take off these little pieces here. Just leave those on there. That's about it. Really easy. We'll go ahead and get that done. That way if Mike calls and said he can get ready to paint, then we just grab them and go over there.
Wow!
Check it out, guys. Just got the new windshield installed. Looks super nice. So there's not a whole lot left other than getting the paint work done and sticking it back together. Still got to do the trim in here. You see, I still got these pillars trimmed to put on. There, that's real easy. And then there's a little piece of trim that goes right here. It goes on. That won't take 10 minutes probably to do that. It's really nice. Looks like it's not been Other than the fact the front's missing, doesn't look like it's been wrecked. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of Rebuild It. Hopefully next week we will be doing some paint work. We're hoping Mike gets caught up enough for us to get the pieces in there. We just got the fenders, the hood, and the front bumper to do, and we got a few little trim pieces put on the interior. And this thing will be ready for highway patrol inspection and stuff. So it's going to go real quick once we get the paint done. So also, if you enjoy our content, make sure you give us a thumbs up down below, and make sure you're subscribed so that every time we get a new video out, you'll get a notification saying it's out. And share us with your friends. We'll see you next time.
And always remember, don't retire it if you can rebuild it. See you guys next week. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in and watching this week's episode of Rebuild It. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any awesome content. Have a good one.